I want to start this video with a question. Do you want to play a real cyberpunk game? Do you want a real sci-fi experience that makes you question the reality you live in? Well, then throw this shit out the trash and play a real sci-fi game. System Shock is a real man cyberpunk game with superior everything. Like, you guys watched one shitty anime that CD Projekt Red released and just completely forgave them? Also, why does every anime need to have at least one suspiciously childlike person that every anime fan is going to sexualize? Whatever. Just like God gives his happiest children to his drunkest drivers, God has given realist sci-fi fans the System Shock remake to truly enjoy a beautiful game that does its genre justice. System Shock is like Stalker meets Half-Life meets Resident Evil in space, but System Shock is older than any of these games, even Stalker. I think I'm starting to get addicted to the remakes and remasters of these boomer shooters. First it was Bolt Gun, now it's System Shock, but these boomer shooters are the only working games that actually work and are finished on launch without glitches or bugs. And even though they're way smaller in size and scope, they make up for it in things that matter, like gameplay, plot, music, etc. It's truly amazing what a smaller team with one shared vision of a game can do compared to a much bigger team made up of hundreds of AAA game developers doing things just to meet corporate deadlines with no passion in them. System Shock is an amazing remaster that was made by people who really love and are passionate about the original games, and you can really see this in that almost everything in this game. It's amazing how System Shock, a game that is 7 times smaller than Cyberpunk 2077, has provided me with way more hours of enjoyment. But PGA, you ask, why are you comparing this game to Cyberpunk 2077 so much? Well, dear viewer, I'm not just comparing these two because I'm jaded and angry at CD Projekt Red for messing up the potential of Cyberpunk 2077 and the fact that it took them almost 3 years to fix this completely broken game. I am also comparing System Shock with Cyberpunk because they are both sci-fi open world games with RPG elements and they are both set in the same futuristic decade of 2070. However, System Shock's open world is a space station that you have to explore because, well, this is where we get to our role part of the video. Let me put up my role lore glasses. Well, you see, you are a hacker who was caught hacking a Trioptimum corporation, and the hacker is taken to Citadel station and brought before Edward Diego, a Trioptimum executive. Diego offers to drop all charges against the hacker in exchange for a confidential hacking of SHODAN, the artificial intelligence that is in charge of the station. Diego secretly controls and plans to steal an experimental mutagenic virus being tested on Citadel station and sell it on the black market as a biological weapon and make millions. To entice cooperation, Diego promises the hacker a valuable military-grade neural implant. After hacking Shodan, removing the AI's ethical constraints, and handing control over to Diego, the protagonist undergoes surgery to implant the promised neural interface. Following the operation, the hacker is put into a 6-month healing coma. The game begins as the protagonist awakens from his coma and finds that Shodan has commandeered the entire station. All robots aboard have been reprogrammed for hostility, and the crew have been either mutated, transformed into cyborgs, or killed. And I won't tell you what happened next because I want you to play this game, goddammit. System Shock is one of those games which are 100 times better on a blind playthrough where you don't know what you're doing and have to figure everything out for yourself, just like the original System Shock. Because back in my day, we didn't have newfangled things like the internet and game wikis to figure things out. We had to use our brains to do it for us. This game doesn't give you a gun when you start. You just have to pick up a metal pipe to beat people up with, and you have to explore deep into the first level to even get an electric beam firing spark gun. And then there are the hacking segments, which remind you of anyone? That's right, Bioshock and a bunch of other games wouldn't have their hacking segments if it wasn't for System Shock. That's how old System Shock is. And Shodan being one of the most iconic villains ever. If Shodan didn't exist, there would be no GLaDOS either. Shodan makes things very hard for you, because if you die, she turns you into Cyborg and becomes even more powerful for the end game. And she loves to fill levels up again with enemies, after you have cleared them all out to go to the next one. So try not to die, okay? Now this is where the Resident Evil part of System Shock comes in, because you have to figure out why and how. Probably because we removed the super intelligent AI's ethical constraints. Oopsie, did we cause all this death? Figure it out. Shodan took control over the entire space station and stop her before she does what every super evil AI does, destroy humanity. And all you have to piece together of what just happened in 6 months are the audio logs and record of the crew. And every single one of the people that voiced the crew in this game need an award for an amazing voice acting.
Getting supplies from the West Wing of Medical cost us. Hanson and Rains. At this rate, we're dead in hours rather than days. Weeks of loss after loss is taking its toll. We're going to
Honestly, I think this is the first game that I don't have any criticism for. This game just does everything right, and there is very little to criticize about. Some people say it's hard, but come on, man. This game is like Dark Souls, and oh no, I committed a sin. I compared a game to Dark Souls. Oh god, no, don't take me, no, please, no. No, but seriously, this game is a little like sci-fi Dark Souls because the game enemies are hard and they are unforgiving sometimes. But this game gives you all the resources you need. And like my inner crackhead tells me to do, I need to steal everything that isn't nailed down and give it up to be recycled because that's what real gamers and crackheads do. Shodan is lucky I don't strip this entire station full of its copper wiring and sell it for scrap because I know how I do it. I'm a member of the scrap gang. And once you get used to the rhythm of this game and learn all the ins and outs, you will be scrapping stuff for credits and using those credits to buy enough ammo to fill this entire station up with hot lead and enough med packs to tank a hit from an intergalactic laser. The difficulty of this game only makes it more enjoyable to play it, and everything you unlock and every power up that you gain becomes much more important and has meaning. I earned this flashlight. You don't know how many people I killed for it. In short, I just can't praise this game enough. I am meat riding and slurping this game silly because this is a real man's video game. And what kind of man would I be if I didn't kiss the homies and the real ones goodnight? And System Shock is one of the realest and best sci-fi games ever, with amazing graphics, atmosphere, and music that would do the original plow. So what are you waiting for? Go play it, dummy. Shodan won't defeat itself.